Okay, let's dive right in. Did you finish the reading for today?
Yeah, I read the Odyssey. And honestly, I just feel bad for Odysseus' wife. 10 years? The Mediterranean Sea is tiny. A modern cruise ship does that whole loop in like 4 days.
Well, he wasn't on a luxury cruise ship. He was cursed by Poseidon, the god of the sea. The divine wrath of the cosmos constantly blew his ship off course.
Right, the gods. Or, hear me out, he just had a terrible sense of direction. Didn't know how to read a map and refused to ask for directions.
Look, just don't overthink it, okay? The geographical layout of the ancient world was plagued by mystical anomalies and divine intervention that distorted distance.
Wait. So he hits an island, meets a giant one-eyed monster, blinds it, escapes, and then stands on the deck of his ship yelling his real name and home address back to the monster?
He was a victim of his own hubris. He wanted the world to know the greatness of Odysseus.
And then the monster tells his dad, Poseidon, who curses the voyage. So basically, Odysseus got lost, got his entire crew eaten, and blamed a sea god so his wife wouldn't find out he just completely botched the navigation.
He was a legendary military commander. He engineered the fall of Troy. He knew how to navigate.
Professor! Troy to Ithaca is like 500 miles. If you just hug the coastline and row in a semi-straight line, you're home in a few weeks. Instead, this guy ends up in North Africa, Italy, and literally travels to the underworld. He went to hell before he went home.
It is an epic allegory for the human condition and the ultimate struggle against fate.
It's an allegory for a man who would rather spend a whole year living with a witch on an island than admit he missed a left turn.
Yes, but his crew opened the bag while Odysseus was sleeping, blowing them all the way back across the sea. Why was he sleeping when they were in the driveway? He drove for 10 years, gets right up to his house and goes, "Well, I'll take a nap right at the mailbox. Surely nothing will go wrong."
Oh, leaving massive plot holes unaddressed is top-tier writing. Wait. No, Poseidon literally summoned massive storms to break his ships. Okay, then what about Aeolus, the wind god? He literally handed Odysseus a magical bag containing all the bad winds so they could sail completely straight. They got so close to home they could see the smoke from the chimneys of Ithaca.
He was exhausted from days of sleepless piloting. Clearly, he wasn't piloting well if a single nap resets the entire game map. If I took 10 years to get groceries because a wind god blew me to a different continent, my wife would lock the door.
The point is, he was trapped by forces beyond his control, like Calypso keeping him prisoner on her island for 7 years. 7 years! The text emphasizes his profound suffering.
Trapped on a luxury paradise island with a beautiful goddess who wants to feed him ambrosia and make him immortal. Man, he was really going through it. Oh no, don't make me relax on the beach anymore. Poseidon, please stop punishing me.
Circe turned his men into literal pigs. He had to stay on her island to save them.
And then he stayed for an entire year because she was attractive and fed them luxury meals?
Well, yes, but he was strategically planning his next move.
Sure, let's go with that.
He wept on the shore every day because he missed his wife.
But he still stayed for 7 years. If he wanted to leave so bad, why didn't he build a raft on day 1 instead of year 7?
Because he didn't have the divine permission or the structural materials until Hermes arrived. Without a sign from the gods, he was completely helpless to solve his own problems.
So he just lacked any basic problem-solving skills whatsoever.
Wait, that's not what I meant. He was a genius. The Trojan horse was his idea.
He's great at hiding inside a wooden toy, but terrible at geography.
When he finally gets back to Ithaca, he doesn't even recognize his own island. Athena has to literally tell him where he is.
Because she disguised the landscape with a thick magical mist to protect him.
Convenient! Just like the sirens and the sea monsters and the lotus flowers, every time he pulls over at the wrong island, there's a highly elaborate excuse. Sorry, honey, couldn't make it home for dinner. Scylla and Charybdis had a major accident blocking Savine.
It is a timeless masterpiece of classical literature.
It's the ultimate cover story for a guy who refused to admit he didn't know the way home.